That's right. Welcome, folks, to the Albert and Billy's show. Me and Papa are here with you on WUAT Radio, and as always on Channel 18, BTC Fiber TV, and BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Be sure to get on there and subscribe. We appreciate the folks that have been doing that. We're painfully close to the 1,000 subscriber point. Like it's so close, it's painful. It's 900 and something. So come on, folks. We just need a few more to get to that magic 1,000 number. We do appreciate it. And I just showed you Papa. I try to look at it on Friday. Sometimes I forget, but I'm glad I looked at it today. Definitely want to thank everybody that supported us. Well, always supports us, but especially on the 200th episode. Yeah. It passed the 200,000 view point. Well, I don't really know when it was because I haven't looked all week, but obviously it happened this week because last week it wasn't there. So thank you. I don't even know what to say to that. That's crazy. In a joking way, I said that'd be crazy if it got to that point. I said that a couple months ago because it was going so fast, but
how many people are in Bledsoe County?
Not that many.
14,000
maybe, yeah.
14,000.
Which we know it's, worldwide.
It's around, worldwide. I was just thinking though.
That's a fifth of a million people.
Yeah, it's crazy. But I mean, even on the comments, you see other countries. I saw the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Germany. There was one more just on the comments on that episode alone. And also, I don't know why sometimes it'll break down things for you, but I don't know how to do it. It'll just show it sometimes. Yeah. I wish I knew how to do it, but unfortunately I don't. But I did not realize we had so much love in the country of Venezuela. That is unreal. Unreal. I guess it was, what do you call it, analytics or whatever. Like it was literally breaking down, but it just shows up like once in a blue moon. I don't know how to
where
check
people
it.
Are watching from.
Yes, and Venezuela, I don't even know what episode it was, but 67% of the people that watched that episode were from Venezuela.
I've never been there.
I've been close
from them, someone there sharing it on the program and sharing it on their Facebook or YouTube, I should say, and it going all over the place. Even
yeah,
so that's what it's all about.
It was pretty cool to look. I wish I knew how to do it myself. Because it was pretty cool to see that. It really was. It was a bunch of countries. Obviously the U.S., there was a lot. But Ireland, which I knew we had some viewers in Ireland because we've got a couple of emails from Ireland. And those are some of the rare ones I can read that are from another country.
Y'all got some viewers here in Bledsoe County because I was up there at Dexter's getting a haircut a little bit ago, and they were talking all about y'all.
Really? Yeah. Well, good. Well, we appreciate that. And they're a sponsor now.
They are a sponsor.
Well, thank you, Dexter. We do appreciate it. It's very humbling, and kind of just don't really know what to say. I really don't, but we are very grateful. Being very sincere about that. Very grateful, and we appreciate all the support from everyone. From everyone, we truly are thankful. And now we're ready to get. I'm trying to think. I think this is 218. So that was 18 episodes ago. It's hard to believe the 200th one was. It was a very good episode.
We're knocking on the door of 300 here. Pretty soon, really fast.
Because this will be episode 218. So that's really cool. Really cool.
Not that y'all are 218 years old.
Right,
together,
right. Exactly.
I'm the closest.
You're the closest. You're closer than what me and Billy are added together.
I'm sure.
No, I didn't say that.
With you,
I didn't really say that. We love you.
He knows that. He does it to himself every week. You're talking about how old you are. Don't he?
It's like a badge of honor, though, right, Papa?
Yeah, because he really is like he's in his 80s, but he's more like a person in their late 50s or early 60s, like.
He is.
And so many people say that, so many people.
Miss Gail seen him coming in a little bit ago. She said, "Daryl, there's Papa out there. Go out there and help him." So I ran out there to help him, and I went to go to help him. He said, "Leave me alone." Started to hit me with his
I
cane.
wanted to go up those steps by
he
myself.
went up the steps by himself.
Boy, we should have had that on camera. That is pretty good right there.
He didn't really say leave me alone, but it was really funny.
Don't anybody tell Vicky and Paula, but in the house I lay the cane down.
Oh.
I just walked through the house.
Yeah, we're going to have to get some duct tape and tape it
Yeah.
on
Don't
his
tell
hand.
Vicky and Paula.
Yeah, we'll try to keep it a secret, you know. As we're talking about 200,000 views, yeah, we'll keep it a secret.
I'll bet you a $5 bill. Paula and Vicky's already got a phone call.
Probably.
They're probably listening.
I'll have to come on there and check on you when you do that now. We can't have that, no falls happening, that's for sure. But that just means you're working hard to get better, and I'm glad to see that. I really am.
I want to get better.
That's right.
And I actually told the people up there at Dexter's a little bit ago, I said, you know, he really seemed like last week he was back.
Yeah.
And he was back to his, you know, joking and having fun.
The last-
You couldn't tell any difference in the sound
Not
of
last
the voice.
week.
Not your voice at all. Right now, I know you're having a ringing in your ear. We were talking about that earlier.
It is weird.
Or
weird.
echo. It's an echo. And
That is
that really bothers you, especially when
It
you're trying
bothers
to
me
sing.
more when I sing than when I talk.
Right.
Mm.
Maybe they can help you at the doctor's next week.
I go to a specialist June the 15th
There you go.
to try
There
to
we
get
go.
something done with my sound in my ear.
Well, there you go. That's the way to do it, Georgie. Well, we want to wish some people a very happy birthday that have birthdays this week or is going to have a birthday. Yesterday, well, see, we're right here, right?
We're on the 20th.
That's what I
That's
thought.
hard to believe, ain't it?
It is. It
We're
is. That's why I had to
zipping
kind of
right
do a double take there for a minute. But so I am on the right week, though. We want to wish a happy birthday to Jerry Smith. He had a birthday on the 16th. Zach Nelson had a birthday on the 18th. Happy birthday to Jerry and Zach. And yesterday, one of our sponsors, the Loom owner, Miss Judy Yates, had a birthday.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Judy. And also happy birthday to Glenn Brock. He also had a birthday yesterday. So happy birthday. Well, I don't know if we did mention it last week. I told you that your second favorite grandson had a birthday on the 14th. I got to get that in there. And Irene Foster. I'm pretty sure I said that last week, right?
yes.
Okay, so happy birthday. Once again to Caleb, Irene, Jerry, Zach, Judy, and Glenn. Hope all you guys had a great birthday this week. And Papa, what about the Lady Warriors in softball?
They are pretty darn good.
They really are.
Oh,
They are
one
lighting
loss?
it up. One loss.
One loss.
They are now 30-1. That is an outstanding record. They're in the state. The first round is tomorrow.
Substated.
Which is basically the first round of the state. So I hate when they do that because it confuses people. But it's basically the first round of the state, and Bledsoe County has had a good enough season to host the first round, which
Yeah,
is
it's going to
great.
be here.
It'll be here in Pikeville, a home game where the Lady Warriors are undefeated this year. And they're also currently on a 14-game winning streak. Their only loss was by one run. They've only lost one game, and it was by one run. So a really good team. They've also beaten some really good teams, much bigger schools. There's a couple of victories over probably AAA schools, a couple of them. So I was really impressed with some of the teams that they've beaten.
Well, they've had
Absolutely.
to encounter those larger schools
Yes.
in the playoffs.
Yes, and they played some tournaments earlier in the year that has prepared them well for this. And it's worked because they went undefeated in district play, then went on to win the district tournament. And then this week, they hosted the region tournament here in Pikeville. And they started it off by hosting Watertown, and they beat Watertown 9-2 in the region semifinals. It was a big win there, and they really had the bats swinging that day. They had a lot of offense going, and Watertown really didn't get any runs until like the 6th inning, I believe is what it
The
was.
game was already decided.
Yeah, it wasn't really that close. Now the region championship game, which was played Wednesday, or yeah, it was Wednesday, was really close. Really, and we broadcasted it live here on WUAT. We'll be broadcasting the one tomorrow as well. Like I said, first round will be here in Pikeville. Lady Warriors will be hosting Community out of the town of Union, Tennessee. But Bledsoe is favored, and if they win, then they'll go to Murfreesboro next week to play the rest of the state tournament. It seems like it's usually about 8 teams that make it there, I believe. I could be wrong on that, but it seems like it's close to that number. So what a season they're having. It's an amazing season, and it's not over yet. But they did win the region Wednesday, like I was saying. They beat Westmoreland, which is a very good team, and Bledsoe won 1-0. It was a pitching battle. Bledsoe, Ella Baker is an outstanding pitcher. She's just a sophomore, and she had a great game. She also managed to get her 200 strikeout during that game, and she's only a sophomore.
Wow.
So that's very impressive. So congratulations, Ella. Congratulations to the whole team for an outstanding season. New coach this year, Mary Melton. She was Mary McGowan in school. She's from here. She played softball here, and her first year, and what a year she's having.
Wow.
And she has an assistant coach, so Greta Van Winkle, that has plenty of experience, that's for sure. So Greta's helping her, and everything's working out good. And this is a young team. We're talking probably 3 or 4 more years of outstanding play like this. It's exciting. It's exciting. But the region final was outstanding.
One thing that impressed me thus far is the recognition they're getting in our local paper.
Yes.
I think Sandy Donson is
on the front page, yes.
for putting this on the front page in the headlines.
Yeah, it needed to be.
That's a sports activity, but don't you know that the people of Bledsoe County and all the parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles of all these players that are in high school down here,
yes,
don't you know they're all
very
thrilled to death?
Appreciative. Yes, they are.
I'd say these Bledsoeans were eating up at the newsstands.
I would say so too, and they definitely deserve that. And I heard there was an article about them in the Chattanooga paper as well, but
I don't get the Chattanooga paper anymore.
Must have been in the Sunday one, but I didn't read it. But somebody did tell me it was in there on the season that they're having. This is probably the best record they've ever had.
Yeah.
Now I know when Coach Ritchie coached them a few years ago, he was a really good coach, and he had a good group too, and they won. This is not the first region championship for the Lady Warriors. They won 2 under him, and they went to the first round, but I don't think they advanced past the first round of the state under him. I don't think. I could be wrong on that. But I don't think they had a 30-1 record ever. Like, that's the best record I've ever heard of. But I could be wrong on that, and if I am, please let me know. But congratulations, like I said, and they won the Region 3 AA Championship, the Region 3 AA Championship, and now on to the state, and they're going to be hosting Community out of Union, Tennessee. Where exactly is Union? I've heard of it, but
I think that's in West Tennessee.
I believe it is.
Around Nashville, up on.
Oh, is it? Well, it might be more Middle Tennessee then. I don't really know. That makes more sense because it'd be closer than West Tennessee. So that's probably right. But now Westmoreland is also in the state though. If you make the region final, you get to go the first round of the state, but they have to play on the road. They'll go to another team's home field. So it's tremendous to have the home field advantage when it comes postseason time as well. So I don't think that's ever happened before for Bledsoe. And great crowd. I mean, tremendous crowd at the both games, Papa.
Good. Yeah.
People everywhere. And I'm sure tomorrow's game will absolutely be sold out, I'm sure. And I'm so glad they were able to schedule it for tomorrow because
Yeah.
There was some conflict at first. They thought they might have to do it today. But tonight is graduation here in Bledsoe County. So congratulations to the class of 2022. So they were really hoping that it would be changed to Saturday. And they did change it. So it's 5:30. Tomorrow night, Lady Warriors will be hosting community. So come out and support them. Their home field is at the middle school. And if you don't make it, you can listen to the broadcast live here on WUAT. Once again, Mike will be down there to have the call. And the sound on that game was amazing. Yeah, I don't know what we did, but that's the best I've ever heard him on there. So I was happy about that too. And I'll make sure, yeah, we have a breakfast tomorrow, but you may have that one.
I've got 2.
Let's see if you got the one. Yeah, you
Fall
got
Creek
that
Falls
one.
and Mount Crest.
Okay, so I don't have to do that. Oh, we do want to mention those Celebrate Recovery. It's at Cold Springs. They want us to mention that, and I don't care one bit to help Matt and them out with that. Come join Cold Springs Baptist Church, folks, every Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. for Celebrate Recovery. It is for anyone with a hurt, hang-up, or a habit. For more info, you can call Harley Dewey's at 423-322-7761. Or you can call Matt Lockhart. His number is 423-252-4758. And, also, well, they must have the date wrong. I'm sure they meant to put the 20th on that, right? No, the 21st. Tomorrow is 21st, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Tomorrow, the bargain basement will be open again at the Methodist Church, folks. That'll be from 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. And as always, it's sponsored by the United Methodist Women for Missions. So it's for a really good cause. We're going to have lots of spring and summer clothes tomorrow. So go check it out. That's at the Pikeville United Methodist Church right here on Main Street, Papa.
Yes.
And I think that covers that. Also, let's see what we got here. I might have got them all covered. Well, we do want to do this as well. It's never too early to start promoting the annual Fall Festival here in downtown Pikeville. It's always the first week of October, the first weekend of October. And this year it's managed to fall on the 1st. Friday, October 1st is the opening day for our Fall Festival. So save the date. October 1st is when the Fall Festival will kick off. They are wanting vendors though. That's why they're getting it out now. They need some vendors. And there'll be live music that day from the Smoky Nights, Carrie Hassler, Unwound, which is Reunited. They're a local band, really good band. Track 145, really good band. And DJ CHI, DJ Shy maybe, I don't really know on that one. But anyway, you can find more information though. They also have the Glow Run, which is a big event too. You can find out more information though at www.pikevillefestival.com. So get on there and check it out. All right, Papa, tell us about these good breakfasts that are coming up.
We're going to have one in the morning at the Mount Crest Fire Hall.
All right.
That's on Highway 30 where it branches off to 101 and just immediately past it.
Mm-hmm.
But their menu will be bacon and sausage, eggs, hash browns, biscuits and gravy and jelly.
Michelle
Then
Collier.
you can have butter with that, or coffee and milk.
And orange juice. I think it's just a tradition to not put it on there now.
But the time, you may start eating at 6 o'clock in the morning if you're awake.
Oh my.
You get to eat until 10.
You got 4 hours.
And the fire department will get the benefit of all the people that pay.
That's right.
And you don't get to eat if you don't get to eat if you don't pay.
That's right.
Fall Creek Falls will have a breakfast on the Saturday following, on the 28th, and it'll be from 7 in the morning until 10. And this will be their country breakfast.
Yeah, it's different.
It is elaborate.
It is.
Biscuits and gravy, scrambled eggs, hash brown potatoes, then pancakes and waffles with fruit topping.
Oh man, that sounds so good.
Bacon, sausage, country ham, fried bologna, fruit and orange juice, coffee, milk and water.
Dang.
Cost is $10.
For a very good
Children
cost.
under 10, you get to eat free. The Mount Crest breakfast is $7.
Okay.
I did not say that.
You did not.
First mistake I ever made.
In the last 5 minutes, that is.
You don't. I can tell you don't believe me.
I do not. Well, it is trivia time, Papa.
I happen to have a few trivia questions.
All right.
Number 1. Cote dwellers, C-O-T-E, not C-O-A-T. Who lives in a cote, C-O-T-E?
Lifeline.
It's a bird.
Oh, crap.
Cote, C-O-T-E.
Coat. Bird. I know you're a bird expert. I'm not. I'm trying to think. Bluebird?
Doves.
Oh.
Doves.
What is it? Is it a?
I don't get it.
That's where they live. People that have doves, they keep them in a cote, C-O-T-E. That's their nest.
Oh, okay.
That's their home.
We have a lot of doves.
Yeah,
We
that's
have a lot of
true.
doves.
Yeah.
Well, the reason that people charge the way they do for the dove release at funerals is because hawks like doves too.
They
And
do.
whenever those doves are flying, the hawks cabbage on them. And so that's the reason you have to pay as much for a dove release as you do.
That
Well,
makes
would be kinda
sense. and I
sad,
never
wouldn't
knew-
it?
that would be
They let
really
your
sad.
doves go and a hawk swoops down right in the middle of the. Oh man,
All right,
that's gonna
snakes.
mess somebody up.
Snakes lack them. There is one part of the human body that snakes do not have.
Legs,
What?
feet, legs, feet,
Well, that's true.
arms.
They don't have arms. But they do not have ears.
Oh, okay. Well, then I'm going to take credit for that. I was right, technically.
Yes, they
I
do
just
not
didn't
have.
think of the ears.
They
Wow.
do not have the legs. But
You're
that's
just not listening.
that's that's self-evident that they don't have the legs and they don't have the
Well,
Okay.
good point. Good point.
creeping vine. I have it in my yard.
A creeping.
Vine. What do you call the creeping vine that's in that big tree that's dead there in the front yard?
Oh,
Kudzu?
yes.
No, it's
No.
not cut.
Similar to it though.
It's
Ivy.
Ivy.
Ivy. I was gonna say English ivy.
I can remember Fran Cobb.
It is pretty.
I remember Fran Robertson coming down there and getting ivy to put in some of her floral arrangements.
Really.
I would give her all she wanted. And there's
That'll tear the siding plumb off your house. It'll eat a house up.
there's something about how it's tenacious. It implants itself in the whatever surface that's there for it to grow on. All right,
Yeah.
Godiva's title. Well,
Chocolate maker?
Godiva,
Lady Godiva.
lady,
Oh, okay.
Lady Godiva.
That was a
I'm
total
just
guess.
expensive chocolates where I'm at.
What was she noted for?
That I don't know. I'll be honest, I barely remember
I really
the
don't
name.
either.
She was riding a horse.
She must have been really hot too, or something. I mean, I remember.
You know, and you don't know. She was naked.
Oh heck yeah! I hope she was hot then. I think she might have been.
To wed in secret.
Elope. Elope.
That's
what you did.
That's what Carolyn made me do. She
made you.
She made me elope. Grass skirt dance.
That's the. It's in Hawaii.
It's in Hawaii, but what do you call the grass skirt dance?
Hula.
Hula.
Oh, okay. I'm guessing good today. That's three
A
guesses.
golfer's warning.
A golfer's.
Ooh.
If they've made
I
a
know
bad
this.
shot,
You
they'll
do?
yell out a word.
4.
4.
Oh.
F-O-R-E, not F-O-U-R.
Okay.
4.
If
They're
you got
saying,
a golf ball flying at you, you don't care how it's spelled.
Yeah.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
You better be looking
I
around.
was over there at the ice cream shop earlier,
That
and
is
Cliff was
true.
practicing his swing. He's playing in a golf tournament up at
the bar.
Yeah.
All right, last one. A skunk's defense.
Oh, I don't know what you call it, but they spray you and it's very, very effective.
They leave you with an odor you don't want.
You got that right. They skunk you, literally. Is that the last trivia question?
I said that's the last
Oh,
one.
my bad. Well, I think I done pretty dang good.
You did. You did.
Well,
Between you and
my lifeline here?
your lifeline, you got them all, I think.
I think we did. Well, we're going to go to commercial break, and hopefully it'll cool off a little bit, but we're going to go to commercial break, and then we'll be back for sports of all sorts and some good old Albertology. That is all coming up after the break. So stick around, folks. We'll be right back.
Don't go away.
Welcome to the Dunlap Mercantile, located in the heart of the beautiful Sequatchie Valley at 15664 Rankin Avenue in Dunlap, Tennessee. Stop in today for some Mayfield ice cream or a cup of community coffee, and if you're interested in renting this venue for your event, call 423-949-2552. Stay tuned to DunlapMercantile.com for concerts and events coming to the Dunlap Mercantile in 2021. God bless.
You need a bank that you can depend on. Here at Citizens Tri-County Bank, we have the most dependable staff that you will ever meet. Call in, you will not get an automated attendant, you'll get a person. But on the other side, we have all the technology that anyone would need, from apps to online banking to bill pay. So please come and grow with us as we're about to celebrate our 50th year. We are the only community bank you will ever need.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Albert and Billy Show here on WUAT Radio and Channel 18 BTC Fiber TV plus BTC Fiber YouTube. Get on there and subscribe to the BTC Fiber YouTube page. All right, Papa, what's going on in the wide world of sports?
Well, there's a lot of basketball being played right now. In the NBA.
My Celtics played great last night.
Well, go back to last week, Game 7 between the Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks.
I loved it.
Let me tell you, that former Tennessee ball that plays
Grant
for
Williams. He had a career game.
He had never led the Celtics in scoring.
No.
But in Game 7, he got 25 points, which was more than anyone else on the team got.
I was so proud of him.
I was too.
He was the key, really. He was the key to that victory.
He is steady.
He is. And I don't think Milwaukee, I know they weren't expecting him to have that kind of night.
No.
They were not prepared.
But the final score was a 109-86.
Yeah,
so they thoroughly whipped Milwaukee.
They shut Milwaukee's, that guy, I can't think of his name, he's really, really good. That one guy from Milwaukee, he's their leading scorer. His last name's hard to say, but they shut him down too, finally. And that's hard to do. Okay,
then last night, the Celtics in Game 3, they played the Heat.
Yeah, they played. Yeah, it was Game 2. They were down 1-0 in the series.
127-102. They're now 1-1. But they also play tomorrow now.
Yeah, and it should be in Boston.
Well, I think it will.
Yeah.
But anyway, Golden State plays the Mavericks tonight.
What's that series at? Do you know?
Golden State's up 1-0.
Okay. The Mavericks are a surprise. They're really doing good. I didn't expect them to beat Phoenix.
Curry just got 21.
Yeah, that is low for him.
That is low for him.
It's good, but it's low for him.
I'd say he probably averages 35 points a game.
Oh yeah,
but he takes the shot to fit the score.
He does. He's amazing. He is amazing.
I guess Pistol Pete Maravich was the closest I've ever seen to somebody with a pure shot, like Curry.
Larry Bird,
he would
too.
cross the center line and let it rip.
Yeah, that's crazy how they hit from so far. But I'd have to put Larry Bird in that category too. Even though I'm a Celtic fan, he had a beautiful shot, pure shooter.
Well, he shot mostly from the corner, didn't he?
He was deadly from the corner.
He was deadly from the corner.
Yes, he could hit threes all day long from the corner, either side.
Well, I think Jerry West was a good shooter.
he had to be.
Jerry West was a good shooter. The logo
Is him, isn't it?
he is the
So
one
he had to
that's
be.
on all the logos that is used by the NBA.
Right. I mean, that's iconic. So he had to be a huge star.
We were driving through West Virginia one day, and
Beautiful
there was a
state.
big billboard on that side of town that said "Hometown of Jerry West."
Oh, I didn't know that.
We went to, I don't remember the name of the town, but they were proud of the fact.
I bet. West Virginia is beautiful.
All right,
place.
college baseball.
Tennessee
night,
number one.
Last night
Papa.
in Starkville, Mississippi.
Oh man, talk about a blowout.
Our Tennessee Vols, number one.
They thumped them.
Let me tell you, it was something else.
27-2, wasn't it?
27-2. I couldn't believe how well they played.
I couldn't either.
We spent the night in Starkville, Mississippi one night on our way to Florida.
I've not been to Stark. I've been to Mississippi, but we didn't go through Starkville or Oxford, the college
Oxford's
towns.
where Mississippi,
Ole
Ole Miss plays.
Yeah.
Okay, in tennis, the French Open begins Tuesday or
It
Sunday.
Yeah, it does. Yes.
And Nadal and Djokovic are in the same
I can't believe it.
pairing.
Yeah, so they could meet in what, the semifinals?
Yeah.
That is a shame because
That should
Djok-
not have been.
it's not, and it's where they punished Djokovic because he didn't want to get a shot. That's so
it.
stupid.
That's it.
And I'm a little aggravated with the French Open though because these tennis tournaments and sports and all these companies need to stay the heck out of politics. Enough is enough. People are tired of it. They're over it.
If you had that much of a focus on two players,
Yeah.
why not utilize both of them?
You would. And what I'm talking, they should meet in the final. And what I'm talking about though is two different countries are being punished. And it's so silly. Like they won't put their flags by the player's name. It's not just Russia now. Like there's another country, Belarus.
Well, that's over in the Ukraine, isn't it?
No, it's a country of its own, Belarus, or Bulgaria. But the point is, though, these people can't help that. They live there. That's these governments. They're crooked. That's all that's going on. And don't punish these innocent people because of what their government's doing. And sports and all these other things, activities, or whatever you want to call it, like they need to stay out of political situations. They need to take a page from Disney. Disney wishes they kept their mouth shut now. And that's going to start happening to other places if they don't stay out of it.
Well, I'm going to talk about another issue that's coming in football right now.
Well, but I do think on the French Open, though, I got to say Rafael Nadal is the favorite on clay. He is the best player I've ever seen play on a clay court. He's won 13 French Open titles. That is unreal.
Well, it'd be interesting to see the French Open this year.
It will.
Because he's a year older.
Yep. But, he's won the Australian Open this year.
Yeah.
And this is his best surface, so he's got a great shot.
Well, he'd have to be favored.
He's favored, yeah. Djokovic struggles against him on clay.
In golf, the PGA, the first round yesterday, Rory McIlroy fired a 65. And to put things in perspective, Tiger wound up 4 shots over. So he's starting today's play 9 strokes behind Rory McIlroy, the leader.
And Roy McIlroy is a well-accomplished player, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
There's
There's nothing short about him. But Tiger's still having trouble with the surgery that he had.
Boy, he has just not come back from that. I don't think
It's just been a year ago, though, right? Hadn't it been?
Yeah.
Just
just
like
a
a
year?
little over a year.
I think it was more like 2 years, Papa.
Was it the wreck?
Well, yeah, he
Yeah.
stayed out for a long time.
Yeah, because he missed like at least a couple of years. And well, at least 1 year he was out completely, and he's been back on with her probably a year. And I think he's just won one tournament, ain't he? Since he's come back.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the video of the little boy saying, "Will you marry me?" That's the little blonde-headed girl that plays tennis.
I've seen that. Steffi Graf.
Steffi. He
I
says,
was
"Will you
watching
marry
her
me,
match.
Steffi?"
I remember that.
And she turns around and goes,
How much money do you have?
do you make? How much money do you have?
You know, I saw that live. She was playing at Wimbledon.
I've seen it
On
on
the grass.
videotape lately. It's been playing a lot on social media.
It's great. It was so funny,
Yeah.
and she was such a serious player.
And it was
Steffi
quiet,
Graf.
totally quiet.
Well, yeah, it's
Not a
Wimbledon.
sound.
Wimbledon, they don't get too loud. That's in England.
He says, "Will you
No,
marry
they
me?"
don't get loud.
And she was about to serve, and that's when he blurted it out. And I've never seen a sense of humor from Steffi Graf up until that point. And she said, well, "How much money do you have?" And everybody started laughing. Yeah, I'll never forget
perfect
that.
timing.
It was.
I didn't know if that was recent or how long ago. I just seen it on video. Though.
It's been a while, but I mean, it's iconic.
really cute.
It's
so
iconic.
cute.
And she
Little
was
boy's about 8,
best of all time.
maybe 8 years old.
Yeah, it was great.
Do you think an 87-year-old man could approach a woman by saying, "Will you marry me"?
Well, if they'd worked,
They had a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any money.
Steffi Graf.
I think they call that something, but we're not going to go there.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
would say
Sugar something or
Sugar
I
Daddy.
don't know.
Steffi Graf is probably the best female of all time, or Serena. I don't know if you could pick between them. But Steffi Graf is very dominant.
She
Well,
in her
one time
heyday. She's
Billie
not in her
Jean-
heyday.
Serena
now,
is
but-
very good. But
At
Steffi
one time,
Graf.
Billie Jean King was number one. But that was
Yeah,
a
and
long time
Martina.
ago. And then you remember when she played Riggs?
Yeah, no, Billie Jean King beat Bobby Riggs.
Bobby
Battle of the
Riggs.
Sexes. Yeah, that was a
I think
huge ordeal.
that was really good. That was a long time ago, but
It
at the
was.
time it was.
She put it.
It was
to
on
her.
the edge. I mean, it was really on the edge for
It was.
at the time period.
Okay.
was.
What I want to talk about is Nick Saban and Jim.
Oh yeah, that's
boy.
very interesting.
It's all over. It's all you see on television.
That's all I've seen the last couple of days. It's very, very heated.
Jimbo Fisher is the coach at Texas A&M.
And he made it known he's done, Nick Saban.
Well, Texas A&M is in the SEC. Alabama's in the SEC.
Yeah.
And the last time Alabama played Texas A&M,
They got beat.
they got beat.
You're right, Texas A&M beat them
So
last
I
year.
think this is one reason that Nick Saban
Single
had a
them
pro
out.
to
Doing a
pick
punch.
with Texas A&M. But he
He's gonna,
has said
yes.
since then that I didn't mean to single anyone out, but here's the two schools he picked out: Jackson State and Texas A&M. Texas A&M has Jimbo Fisher for a coach. Guess who the coach for Jackson State is?
Who?
Deion Sanders.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah, and his accusation of these two schools was, you buy players
yes.
to come and play for you, and he even said that
bold
Deion
accusation.
Sanders and Jackson State had one player that they paid $1 million to get to come to their school to play ball.
Now if they done that, that's wrong. But I don't think that's true. Deion Sanders totally denied it, and I don't see
Well,
Jackson State having that kind of
Both,
money.
let me tell you, I've seen Jimbo Fisher interviewed since this accusation.
I did too.
And he is adamant. He says what Saban did is ridiculous. He said there's no thing we did wrong.
He was very,
And
very.
yet Saban's accusation was every player you signed you bought.
He did step it back last night, though. Nick
You know,
Saban
my
did.
dear bulldog-loving wife, she had something to say because she cannot stand
Alabama.
Texas A&M or Alabama, especially Alabama.
Alabama, yeah.
She's it's like a thing, you know. Anyway, she said that they've been buying players for years.
Well, they
Not
have.
kind of under the table, and I suppose all of them get, a car to drive, maybe sometimes.
get in
Or
trouble,
their parents
big
get a
time.
house
Or
ball.
a play,
Yeah.
or whatever, yeah.
But now, trust me, some programs have suffered mightily when they get caught for that because it's wrong. You know, you're not supposed to do that.
But they've been doing it for a long time. Is what her point was.
Said is when they get caught.
Yeah, when they get caught, some of them get what they call the death penalty.
I heard today on television three analysts talking about the situation, and they said it's been going on a long time.
You know what makes this story interesting, though? It's personal. Jimbo Fisher coached with Nick Saban. He knows what Nick Saban's like, and he made that very clear. He said, I know the man. I coached with him. I know him. And he said, I am done with Nick Saban. He said, I'm done with him.
But wasn't his side coach
his
or
assistant
something?
Coach,
yeah.
So he does, that's what I'm saying. He does know him very well.
Does know him, yeah.
The thing about it is, Nick Saban has had to play a lot of his ex-coaches that served under him. He's only lost 2 games.
Because of his age.
He lost to Jimbo Fisher and he lost to Kirby Smart.
He did.
He did.
Yes, he did. So, last year.
We kind of made up Renee. She was really blurting out about it, but she said at the same time, she said Georgia has done the very same thing. Been in Tennessee has done the very same thing. Every one of them at some time or another has been caught, giving their players extra.
Well, maybe,
whatever.
Some of them get away with it, but not all. Boy,
but hundreds of thousands of dollars is different.
Yeah,
that's a different thing than an apartment to live in. Through the semester.
Well, I don't believe that Jackson State give $1 million. I don't. Deion Sanders is adamant that he didn't do that. I don't see Jackson State having that kind of money. That's a small school.
But then you don't know how well heeled some of the fans are.
But Jackson State, I mean, come on.
Jackson State's got no road to hoe with anybody.
They don't. If they paid $1 million, it'd come out of Deion Sanders' pocket. He's richer than they are. I mean,
their hamburgers and stuff are, and it's expensive. What, $100 to get in a football game nowadays?
Yeah, it is expensive.
I've got a joke. This man went to get his first job, and he took a friend with him to help him fill out the application. And so he's working on all the questions that they ask. And so they asked him if he'd ever been arrested. And he said no. And then the next question was, why? Why did you put yes or why did you put no?
Right.
And he put down there, I never got caught.
Well, I'll tell you a school, before we close out sports, I'll tell you a school that did get caught and got punished severely, and that's SMU, Southern Methodist University.
I remember that too.
Now, they got the death penalty from them. 25 years. I mean, it was horrible.
The death penalty can be administered by the NCAA if they choose to do so.
And for some reason, they chose to on them. Destroyed them.
Can you imagine how many schools have been caught since then and
didn't
get the death penalty?
And now it's a thing that they allow. Don't they allow that now?
Not that much money.
Well, here's this big argument going on now by the players. We want some kind of revenue for our name to be used because some of those players get famous while they're still in college.
Yeah.
So they're saying we want to cash in on our name being used.
And they do now, but it's not much money, and they don't deserve much money because it would change it completely.
What's the percentage that ever make it to the pros out of college? It's probably very, very low.
Very, very low.
Well, it's low, but I mean, there's a lot that do. But I mean, I get what you're saying, but I do agree with them. It shouldn't be a lot of money because it will destroy the game.
But I mean, if they can sell a pair of tennis shoes for somebody, or or
but the difference. This is the point I'm making. You can tell the difference in college games and professional games. In college, you're playing for the love of the sport and you want to win. In professional, you're playing for money. And you can see at times they're plumb lazy. They don't care.
They don't care.
And it will destroy the college game. I'm telling you, if they allow that, it will absolutely destroy the college game. Those players cannot be paid a lot of money.
They should not.
It's gone. It's gone. I'm telling you.
But I think pros are paid too much.
They are paid way too much.
I've seen where Tennessee's fixing. They're lobbying for a new dome up in Nashville. That one was built the Titans.
They
want to tear it down and build a new one.
And I'm pretty sure
it's like a ton of money. That's crazy money.
Yeah, it is. They're going to do it, I believe.
That's what I heard.
Yeah, we'll go ahead and thank our sponsors and then do some Albertology. Been kind of a little bit of Albertology anyway, haven't we? I want to thank our sponsors, those Citizens Tri-County Bank, Bilbrey Insurance, Scotty's, the offices of Emma Boynton, Lisa Wheeler, and Michael Walker, plus the campaign of Matt Colvard. That's one of the few races that's actually going to be on election day. It's crazy.
Nobody's voting for anything.
It's crazy. Farm Bureau Insurance, thank you, Nick Smith. The Loom, they're still open. It's still Judy right now anyway. Morgan Brothers and the Venue and Bank Walker Brewery. Thank you. Thank you to Gibbs Pools. No, you're not hiring.
We're hiring, but we've got some great employees. We've got some
good.
New good boys and girls too.
I messed up. Nick Smith. I'm sorry, guys. Nick Smith is State Farm. Thank you, Nick. But I thank you, Matt Massengale, Farm Bureau. I'm sorry about that.
There's a whole lot of farming.
Yeah, there is. Mill Dam Outdoor Adventures, and they're probably open.
I want to go there. I want to go.
I'm going to call Timmy and Michelle because they're probably open or getting ready to open. It's that time of year.
Yeah.
We're going to film there. The Country Gospel Bluegrass Showcase Sunday. It's Lola's, Collier and Company Realty, and also Cindy Nipper with Remax, a realtor. Also Dexter's, we talked about them earlier.
Got a great haircut from them today.
Right. The Butter Dish, Bill Wolf, who I'm assuming, I think he's at Lee Station Baptist.
Lee Station Baptist Church, yeah.
And Southern Pearl Florist Home Decorated Gifts. Tina Hurd owns that. And let me tell you, that place is nice.
Tina and Leroy.
Yes, she does a great job.
I went by there today. I didn't go inside, but I just looked through the window, and it's really cool. Look, I'm going to stop by there one day.
You should. It's amazing what she's done with that place. All right, Papa, it's Albertology time.
All right, this is going to take up a little bit of our time, but I want to talk to you today about the Great Barrier Reef.
Really?
It's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world.
Yeah, it's definitely that. That's for sure.
It's the largest coral reef in the world.
Yes, it's amazing.
The reason it's called great, my pastor visited the Grand Canyon, and he said it's the most amazing thing he ever saw in his life, to see what has transpired over the years there in that canyon. But we give it the title grand. So it is with this barrier reef. It's called great. The reason it's called great is because of its size. It covers 386,000 plus square miles.
Wow. That's
it's
amazing.
The only living natural wonder in the world.
Wow.
It is living.
Yeah, it is. It is. Not everybody knows that.
It's a group of 3,000 coral reefs gathered together in this 300 plus thousand square miles. And from outer space, it's underwater. It's the only natural wonder that's underwater. But it's the only living thing that can be seen from outer space.
No, that makes sense. Didn't think about that one, Papa. It's in Australia, isn't it?
It's in Australia, and the government of Australia and other governments of other nations provide protection for it because of its contribution to society. Just think of all the ecosystems that are supported by that Great Barrier Reef.
It's huge, and you know, Australia is making a ton of money off of it. You know, tourism alone.
Tourism alone. And it's home to thousands of species of fish.
Yeah.
All kinds of marine life. Turtles.
Bunches and bunches of turtles.
There's 5,000 types of mollusks.
They're ugly.
Some of them are ugly.
There's 500 species of fish that inhabit the Great Barrier Reef.
I know that's a lot, but that's really not surprising when you think about how big it is.
How big it is. And you were talking about what the government spends to maintain it because of the tourism.
Yeah.
Snorkeling, diving. Humans depend on the Great Barrier Reef.
Yeah.
I've heard it say that it was the filter to the ocean.
I've heard that too. And it really would.
It helps clean the.
Well, that makes sense. It really does. I'm sure it is, Daryl.
I'm a diver, so that's I've never dove there, but I would love to.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. Australia's kind of on my bucket list. I would like to see it, and I don't care to fly. I've flown many times, but now the longest flight I've been on is Cali.
There's
Australia
a great gold rush there. Did you know that? There's a great gold rush in Australia right now, and they are finding gold on every corner.
Well, no, that'd be worth the
some of the biggest pieces of gold ever found.
That's crazy.
I watch it.
But now it takes like 19 hours to fly to Australia, though, and that's a long, long flight. And just think of the jet lag alone, because they're a whole day ahead of us. You'd have to really do some adjusting there.
But you were talking about being a filter. Also, in addition to it being a filter, the reef protects the land from the waves.
That's right.
Oh,
being washed away.
So
it
has a great impact.
It does on everything.
On the whole world.
It really does. I've just never thought about that, really, how important.
All right.
What you get?
Who is noted for making more movies being made from his books than anybody? He's called the King. He's written more books that have been adapted to movies than anyone else. Stephen King.
Oh, duh. Dang it. We should have both known that one, Daryl.
He's had
horror movies.
From his books and stories that he wrote, he's had 90 of them made into movies.
Yeah, I knew it was a bunch, but not that many.
Here's some fun facts about Stephen King. He worked for a dry cleaner and as an English teacher before becoming a professional writer.
Wow. And
English teacher.
That's crazy because he's got to have a deranged mind to come up with those stories.
He's got a deranged mind. In 1999, he was hit by a van. He bought the van for $1,500 so he could take a sledgehammer and beat it to heck.
Oh my!
Wow. That makes sense.
That's some anger there, isn't it?
Yeah, but all his movies are scary, so
they're horror stories. They're horror stories.
They are. They're good though. They're very good.
He tries to write at least 2,000 words a day,
Gosh.
But he doesn't type. He uses a fountain pen and paper.
That's even more impressive.
I can remember that book I wrote about Carolyn. I filled more than one composition book by writing it by hand.
Yeah, you done it by hand.
And
I didn't realize.
Then when I took it up there to get it printed into a book, they said, well, it's got to be typewritten.
Well, okay.
And so Ruth Burton said...
I was about to say somebody had to do that.
Ruth said, Albert, I'll type it.
Well, good job, Ruth. Thank you.
He's a fan of the Boston Red Sox, and he wrote a book about the 2004 season when they won the series.
Really?
Wow.
I didn't know that.
The name of the book was Faithful.
So that wasn't a horror movie. That might be the one and only.
And he received his first literary award after the short story collection Night Shift was named after an American Library Association young book for young adults.
Now, see, I'm trying to think of some Stephen King. Just the movie It alone is iconic. And then I don't like clowns. They freak me out. And I think it's because of that movie, probably. It probably is, because clowns really freak me out. I don't like clowns.
All right, I've got Celebrity Cipher here.
What you got?
Love is the most important thing in the world, but baseball's pretty good too. Yogi Berra.
Of course. I like that.
Yogi Berra is the one that's noted for saying
a lot of things.
It ain't over till it's over.
That is true.
This is Pickles.
Yeah, good old Pickles.
They're sitting on the couch. Nelson, their grandson, is behind them. And Nelson says, "It's boring here. How come we never do anything fun?" And she looks at him and says, "That's not true, Nelson. We have lots of fun." And then she, in the next caption, says, "We're having fun right now, aren't we, Grandpa?" And he says, "Well, you're knitting, and I'm picking fuzzballs off my sweater. If that's not fun, I don't know what is." He always has such a dry wit about him.
That is pretty good. That really is. And that is really boring things.
Picking furballs off the sweater. Marilyn says, the question is, why do we like listening to loud music when it damages our hearing in the long run?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Here's
Gives
her
you some mojo for me.
Loud music captures our attention.
Absolutely.
And takes us out of our individual worlds. The positive
Can be therapeutic.
It brings euphoria.
Yeah, see? Yeah.
And from an evolutionary view, we find loud music intensely exciting because in nature, loudness is always associated with major events. You have
Makes
a
sense.
bugle to sound the charge for the cavalry.
Yeah.
You always have something
True.
that associates. And she even says loud music to some becomes a recreational drug.
Wow, I never thought of it like that.
I had not thought about that.
Definitely not.
And young people think that all this talk negatively is a warning from pesky elders. Pesky elders.
Yeah, they definitely do. But I took, really music, for me anyway, is therapeutic at times. It really is.
Well, I'd rather hear
Especially
loud.
if it's a song you like.
I'd rather hear loud water running. Okay, Nelson walks up to his grandpa in Pickles and he says, "You want a cupcake, Grandpa?" "Sure. I made them myself. Grandma helped me a little bit." He takes a bite and he says, "They're delicious. How did you get the icing so smooth?" "I licked it."
That was a trick around my house to keep the other kids out of the food.
Yeah.
And lick it.
It'd be effective.
Gina Lola Brigida.
That name sounds so familiar.
She's
Gina Lola.
before your time, but she was a hottie.
Oh.
To hear you say it.
Yeah.
Here's what she says. "We're all born to die. The difference is the intensity with which we choose to live."
Wow. That's deep.
That is deep.
Was she, so she was a sex symbol, I take it?
Sex symbol, Gina Lola Brigida.
Must have been, because, she's before my time, but that name rings a bell. So she must have been.
So there was this lady, I got a text today and it said, "Don't accept any friend request from this lady." That she's probably a hacker. And,
Okay.
She's a hacker, and her name was Lizzie Borden.
That's a good
I've
joke,
heard of
Daryl.
I've heard of that name before.
Well, you get it? She hacked her parents. She hacked them with an axe. So she is a
Now
hacker.
when you friend somebody, they can be a hacker and hack your website or your Facebook.
Yeah, they can. That's funny.
Here's our jokes.
Well, you got us kicked off today,
kicked us
Daryl.
off today.
Exactly.
The man with 6 kids will always be happier than the man with $6 million because the man with $6 million always wants more.
Yeah.
Wow,
Man with
okay.
6 kids.
Does
don't
not
want
want
any.
no. Done had too many.
We had 5 kids, and that was plenty for our house.
Gosh, we had 5.
Well, there were
Three
5.
boys and
There
2
were
girls.
5 of us.
Yeah.
And usually every neighbor kid in the neighborhood, or we lived out in the country, but they were at our house too.
Yeah. I miss those days.
I have mixed emotions when I receive my Father's Day gifts. I'm glad my children remember me. I'm disappointed that they actually think I dress that way.
They must be really bad gift givers. Got him some really ugly clothes.
When your children are teenagers, it's important to have a dog so that someone in the house is happy to see you.
Ain't that the truth? Isn't that the truth?
Well, I've heard that you can do that. You could take your dog and your wife, put them in the trunk of your car, lock them in there for an hour, come back and see which one's happy to see you.
Be a dog. That's a no-brainer.
Here's the only one. Here,
I think I stole that from Papa. I think he told that joke.
I think I used a garage. If there's only one thing you learn this.
All right.
Never change diapers in midstream.
Oh,
Wow.
That is so important, and that's funny.
We had just moved to the country from the city when our neighbor came by. Several of my hogs have gotten loose. Have you seen them? My concerned husband said, what do they look like?
Oh, man.
They'd moved from the city to the country.
Wow.
They didn't know what a hog looked like.
That's pretty bad.
Most country people don't know what a hog looks like.
Well,
This man says, I broke it off because, here's the reason he broke it off with his girlfriend.
oh, yeah, let's hear it.
She wore the same deodorant as my mother.
Ooh. I broke up with a girl one time because she looks like my mama, so.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be a little weird.
That'd be a little weird.
I've not broken up with many women. She pronounced it cold slaw instead of cold.
Oh, right. I've met people that do that.
His head was just way too big for his body. She ate her peas one at a time. One at a time.
What the heck? Who done that? Just somebody?
Yeah, I just
She must
said
be an idiot.
All right.
I like peas.
I like peas, but I couldn't eat one at a time.
Stepping up to the counter at a fast food restaurant, I asked for a baked potato with butter on the side.
Okay.
The person taking my order said, which side?
Okay.
I came home to find my husband sitting on the couch watching TV. I thought you were going to mow the lawn today, I said. I'm waiting on a part, he replied.
Yeah.
What part is that? The part of me that wants to do it.
No. That's a great answer, too.
Two Yankee boys driving through the South are stopped by a state trooper.
Okay.
The trooper walks up to the open driver's window, reaches in and slaps the driver on the side of his head. The driver said, "What'd you do that for?" I don't know how y'all do it up north, but here in Alabama, you have your driver's license ready when I walk up to the car. The trooper takes the license when it's offered, walks back to his car, and then returns the license to the driver. He then walks around to the passenger side of the car and taps on the window. When the passenger rolls the window down, the trooper reaches in and slaps the passenger on the side of the head.
God.
"What'd you do that for?" the startled passenger said.
Man.
"Well," responds the trooper, "I didn't want you to be disappointed. You'll get about 2 miles down the road and then you'll say, 'I wish that redneck had tried that on me.'"
He might have a point.
Sounds like a
there.
lawsuit to me.
Definitely. Definitely.
Last one.
He was
Especially nowadays.
A man walks into a barber shop and says, "I'll have a shave and a shoe shine."
Yeah.
The barber lathers his face, sharpens the straight edge, while a beautiful, shapely woman wearing a low-cut blouse kneels down and shines his shoes.
Oh.
The man says, "You and I should spend some time in a hotel room."
Oh my.
She says, My husband wouldn't like that.
Probably not. Probably not.
The man says, tell him you're working overtime and I'll pay you the difference. She says, you tell him that's him shaving you.
Oh! That would be really bad. Man, that would be so bad.
What would you do?
I don't know. You'd be in some trouble there. Because he's probably thinking, I'm about to cut you right
Sounds
now,
like another
buddy.
lawsuit to me.
Yeah.
I would be praying.
That could get really dangerous there. Those were good, Papa.
I saved the best one for last.
You did. That one was good. They were all good. Even the Lizzie Borden joke, Daryl. That was really funny. That was really funny.
Hacker.
Yeah. That's pretty good. Well, thanks for joining us today, folks, for another edition of the Albert and Billy Show. Join us next week. We'll be back next week for another all-new episode. We got a few guests lined up in the coming weeks, so I'll have some dates next week. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, by the way, everybody here in Bledsoe County, go out and support the Lady Warriors tomorrow night. Once again, they play at 5:30 against Community, first round of the state playoffs. If you don't make it out there, then you can listen to it live here on WUAT Radio. Mike will have the call, and once again, just tune in at 5:30, and we'll have the first round for you as Lady Warriors once again take on Community, and if they win, they'll be in Murfreesboro next week. So, big day tomorrow for the Lady Warriors. Big day.
Well, I think this season is a big thing for them.
It is, yeah, because it may end up being the best in program history after all
sure
said and done, you know. So, looking forward to that. But we'll see you guys next time for another edition of the Albert and Billy Show. I hope everyone has a great week. Until then, so long, everybody.
See you later, folks.
Hey, folks, Albert and Billy here. You're watching us on Channel 18, BTC Fiber. Check us out on BTC Fiber YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and like. And check out our Facebook page. Be sure to like and share. Thanks, everybody, for watching.